synovial joints. Oh, gotta love the synovial joint. And it's really cool that for these joints now, they've developed that shot. Oh crap, I can't remember the name of the shot. I'll think of it because I've had two of them in my knee. But what it does, it replaces, it acts like synovial fluid in the joint. And so they can do the shot in there, and it's really kind of cool. But they have the fluid, usually a significant amount, but not always. They do give us a huge amount of movement. If we think about the movement that we get from the knee that has a major capsule around it, y'all ever paid attention to your knees? Huh? Begin to, trust me on this, all right? It's this huge capsule around it that's really cool, okay? But anyway, that's a lot of movement for that joint, okay? Now, when we look at joints that unite bones, all right, that are really movable, okay, most of the time we're going to have some synovial there, okay, because we're getting a lot of movement from that joint. Now, problem is, yes, they are extremely complex. Now, when you know, like when I was younger, the orthopedic, okay, pretty much covered everything about the body, all right? Now, because we've learned so much about these joints of the body, you have doctors that specialize only in those areas, that do only a knee, or a hip, or an elbow, or a shoulder, or a hand, okay? Because the more specialized they can be, the better your chances for, you know, hopefully getting good results if you damage that joint. These joints are going to have that articular cartilage. Do you guys remember that? The cartilage that's on the end of the bones, and whatever you got is what you have, okay? It's not cartilage that does, I mean, it's there. Its job, hopefully, giving us the smooth surface for these two bones that have to articulate. And like I said, got a cavity that's present, and then we can have the capsule. We have this fibrous capsule. Think about those fibers, and of course the collagen, okay? Very dense, irregular, because if you remember, dense, irregular, allowed for these different pushes and pulls, okay, to occur. It continues with the fibrous layer of the periosteum of the bone where you find the capsule. So if you think about the knee, that capsule is running with the periosteum of the bones that it meets, okay? Portions of it can thicken to form ligaments that are helping to hold this in place. We're going to find inside that capsule the synovial membrane. That membrane secretes a fluid. That fluid is very viscous. Viscous is like slippery, okay? And what that does is it helps with all the movements that particular joint is going to have to make. Now, the membrane is usually thin and delicate. We can sometimes have it, you know, separated a little bit just with some other connective tissue and fat, but the fluid that's present, I'm still trying to think of the name of that shot. A mixture of polysaccharides. I mean, the shot contained hyaluronic acid. Synvisc. Okay? It's really cool. Complete mixture of polysaccharides, sugars, proteins, fat, cells, and the acid. Creates this environment that is very slippery, perfect for that freedom of movement within that joint. Now, because of the structure, having the relationship to articular cartilage, well, once again, this is a cartilage, doesn't have a blood supply, okay? Which means, like I've said before, once what you've got is what you've got, okay? Other cartilage that we've talked about, no blood supply, all right? Meaning healing very seldom occurs, okay? Now, what we're dependent on for the cartilages, we're dependent on the nutrients and those nearby blood vessels that have the connection with that synovial membrane. Now, over time, that of course isn't always the best situation, because as we get older, this stuff does break down. Now, one of the things about the joint capsules, because of where we're going to find them, okay, in really movable areas of the body, there's going to be some nerves that are present. Those nerves are extremely important. Remember, if it's a nerve, we got a connection to the spinal cord in the brain, okay? They're helping us with this term down here, proprioception.
Isn't that sometimes considered like the sixth sense? Like that's why you can see your hand, you think you can see your hand in the dark?
I have to look that up. I can understand it, but I have to look that up. Mainly because you're sensing, or you know that that's where you placed it.
Yeah, I went cave diving, and when we were like in complete darkness, he was like, yeah, just put your hand in front of your face. He was like, how many do you think you can see your hand? And some people were like, yeah, I can. And he was like, you can't.
You can't. No.
But you think you can see your hand because you know
the only
where it
place
is.
that you find true darkness, where there is no light whatsoever, is in a cave. Now, in your case, it was underwater, but you can also do it in a cave underground. And there's no light. You can't see anything.
Yeah, I was underwater.
You were?
Yeah, no, I wasn't.
Oh, you weren't?
Yeah, it was in like a magnet tube thing.
Okay.
Is that the same thing as like if you lose your hand, you still feel like
That's the phantom. That's the phantom appendage, which is something that's a little different. But proprioception, what is it? What does proprioception do? Any ideas?
Helps your brain know what positions it wants.
It's your place in space. Position. Right now, what is my position? I am standing upright, walking. What is y'all's position right now? You're sitting, okay? Some point, when I go, take a break, be back at 12:30, okay? You go from that position to standing and moving, and you do it with relative ease, correct? All right? Have you ever thought about everything that the body's got to do to make sure that begins to take place? Have you thought about the muscles that are going to have to receive a signal, which means that the nervous system has to be incorporated into this, the push and the pull that's going to have to take place on the muscles, where we're going to have to deal with the ability for those muscles to contract and relax, and then the abilities for your balance to not throw you overboard and land on your face.
I've heard the story of the girl where she was like listening to like walking, like standing really fast. She can like faint.
That's very possible. Because not only does it involve just that simple act for you to get up from that seat and begin to move. Not only is it an action of the skeletal system, the muscular system, the nervous system, all right? It is going to involve the respiratory system, the cardiovascular system. It's going to, let me think here for a second. Bone, muscle, nerve, heart, lungs. Those are the 5 I can think of right off the top of my head. The special senses. Okay, 6. All right, so now I've got 6 going on. 6 systems, just for you to do that simple movement that we call simple. So you don't go kerplunk and floor. All right? But that's only what we call a simple movement. What about like people who tumble and roll and jump and flip and blah, blah, blah? Trust me, there's a whole lot more involved, because this right here, believe it or not, is huge. So in these joints, those nerves that are going to be found, they're going to have the ability to communicate with the brain so that we can maintain balance in whatever that position might be. This is probably the best example of a synovial joint. This is the synovial joint that exists in the knee. We have this connection of the 2 bones. We've got articular cartilage. Something else that'll be present in here are the menisci, which is a fibrocartilage, okay? Then into this capsule area, note they're trying to show the capsule area going around the articulation of the 2 bones, but into that capsule area is where we can find a blood supply, where we can find a nerve supply. That's it, okay? So to get this, when we form this fluid, this articular cartilage, it's dependent on this fluid, okay? Because it has the connection with this blood supply. Does that make sense? So, remember how we said it could run with the periostea of the bones that are articulating, and then it may, or it may help to form tendons or ligaments. Okay, so we're trying to get a good representation here of what this synovial joint would be, and it's going to be the joint of the body that gives a huge amount of freedom of movement. Is that not a cool joint or what? I think it is.